Hey, what's up everybody? Ben here from blogwithben.com. And what if you could build high converting landing pages without a single line of code? Well, in this tutorial, I'll show you exactly how to do that with Instapage, a landing page platform designed to help marketers create high converting, customizable landing pages without needing coding skills. Instapage offers a drag and drop editor, pre-built templates, and tools like A/B testing, dynamic text replacement, an AI text generator, and integrations with email marketing and CRM systems. And in this tutorial, we'll walk through the entire process, from navigating the dashboard, building beautiful landing pages, integrating email marketing to capture leads, connecting a custom domain, refining copy with AI, and much, much more. And by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to create and launch professional landing page campaigns with ease. And real quick, before we get started, if you get any value out of this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Helps me bring you more resources, and it keeps you up to date with all the web and tech trends happening throughout the year. But either way, thank you so much for all your support. All right, with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so first I want to point out that I've already signed up for the 14-day free trial, and I'll be using the optimized plan in this tutorial. And if you haven't signed up for an account already, I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd use my affiliate link, blogwithben.com/Instapage. I only earn a commission if you decide to make a purchase, but doing so helps me keep my blog up and running. So as always, thank you so much for your support. And then once you sign up, you'll need to verify your email address, but once that's done, you'll have access to your Instapage workspace dashboard, which is what you're looking at right now. And before we dive into building landing pages, let me give you a quick tour of the Instapage dashboard. That way you'll have a solid understanding of how to navigate your account and in turn be more efficient. However, if you already know your way around Instapage, feel free to skip ahead to the next section of the tutorial when we start building a landing page. But if you want a tour, stick around. Okay, so starting in the upper left corner, we have this sidebar menu. This is basically how you'll navigate your account and workspace. And starting at the top is your personal workspace. Each workspace acts like a dedicated environment where you can keep all of your landing pages, templates, and assets separate from others, making it easier to collaborate with team members or manage multiple clients. Additionally, the workspace settings allow you to manage integrations, connect specific tools or analytics to each workspace, and configure domain settings, making it easy to align your projects with your overall marketing strategy. And we'll definitely get some hands-on experience with this workspace and its settings a little later on in the video. Next is the dashboard, and I literally just signed up for the 14-day free trial, so my dashboard has this welcome message, but once you start building landing pages, your dashboard will turn into a performance hub where it provides a user-friendly overview of all of your landing page products and key performance metrics. You'll see that in action a little later on as well. Next is landing pages. And again, since I'm brand new, there is some placeholder promo content in each of these sections, but this is not only where you'll create your landing pages, but this is where they'll be stored and is where you and your team can manage all of the landing pages associated with a particular project or client. Again, we'll be spending most of our time here, so you'll get very familiar with how this works a little later on. Next, we have Optimize. And when you select that, there are two features. First is Experiment. This is Instapage's A/B testing, and it's a powerful tool designed to optimize the performance of your landing pages through A/B testing and AI. This feature allows you to create multiple variations of landing pages to test different elements, such as headlines, images, calls to action, or layouts to determine which version resonates best with your audience and drives the highest conversions. The next feature within the Optimize section is Personalize, and this is designed to enhance the relevance and effectiveness of your landing pages by tailoring the content to specific audience segments. This feature allows you to create dynamic variations of landing pages that automatically adjust based on visitor attributes, such as their location, device, referral source, or previous interactions with your site. And I should point out that we won't be using the optimized features in this tutorial. However, I plan to create a separate video series on these features and how to implement them in the near future. So keep an eye out for those videos. But either way, these optimized features are some super powerful tools that you definitely need to implement in your landing page strategy. Next is Add Map. And this feature is a unique tool designed to streamline and optimize your advertising campaigns by visually mapping out the entire journey from ad to landing page. This feature allows you to create a visual representation of your ad campaigns, linking each ad directly to its corresponding landing page within the platform. Again, we won't be delving into this feature in this tutorial. However, PPC and growth marketers with highly streamlined and large-scale advertising programs will benefit most from AdMap. So if that's you, I highly recommend checking this feature out. Next, we have analytics. And once you start building landing pages, this analytics dashboard will give you a clear and intuitive interface where you can then view performance data for each of your landing pages. It's just another way to stay on top of your landing page's performance and see what's working and what may need some improvement. Next are your assets, and the Instapage Assets section allows users to manage various elements used across multiple landing pages within the same workspace. It includes 5 main areas: styles, where you can set the brand colors, default fonts, and a favicon; forms, where you can create reusable lead forms to capture leads on your landing pages; images, which provides an image manager for uploading and organizing visuals; fonts, this is where custom fonts can be added and applied; and then scripts, which allows you to add code snippets like HTML, CSS, or JavaScript to multiple pages. And this centralized management ensures consistency and efficiency across your landing pages. Then moving towards the bottom left corner of the screen, we have notifications and what's new. The notifications is where you'll receive message alerts when someone comments on a page that you've shared, and the what's new is like Instapage's update feed. Here you can learn about new features and tools available within Instapage. Okay, then finally in the bottom right corner is the help button. And clicking this lets you chat with their help bot, but you can also request and chat with a human support rep if needed. I used both and they were both extremely helpful. Instapage also has an amazing help center and knowledge base that I'll link to in the video description below, but here you'll find a ton of tutorials and help docs to assist you with pretty much anything you need. But again, the support team is a mouse click away. Alright, so that's your Instapage workspace and dashboard overview. Now that you know your way around, let's move on and create a landing page. So one of the first things I noticed about Instapage when I first started using it was how easy and streamlined they made the entire process. It truly is the most user-friendly landing page builder I've used in a while, and it's actually fun to build landing pages. And let me show you what I mean. So, since this is literally my very first landing page, I have this create button on the dashboard, but you can also create a new page by clicking the landing page menu item in the sidebar. Either way, once you click the create button, you'll be given 3 options in terms of how you want to proceed. And for this example, I'll be creating a standard landing page. So I'll select that option. And this will bring you to the template library. And as you can see, Instapage displays all of the templates by default, but you can filter them by use case here on the left. They have everything from app downloads to thank you pages, webinar registrations, and much more. Then whatever you select will display on the right, where you can browse and preview the templates to see what works best for your particular campaign. And again, I gotta say that these templates are some of the cleanest and easiest to use. Not only do they look professional, but they're functional. And as you'll see in a few minutes, they're easily customizable so they can fit any brand guidelines or campaign requirements. Okay, so for this particular campaign, I'm going to create a landing page that promotes my food blog ebook. But the end goal is to obviously get people to join my mailing list in exchange for the ebook. So let's select Asset Download as the use case. And then this narrows down the templates available based on that use case. And then if you hover your mouse over these little previews, you can get a real preview by clicking the preview button. And this allows you to see how the page will look on desktop and mobile. Again, as you'll see in a few moments, the user-friendly drag and drop interface allows you to create high-converting landing pages without needing any coding skills. The builder also includes mobile responsive design options. As you can see here by clicking the mobile preview, you can see what it'll look like on a mobile device, and just like desktop, this is completely customizable with the drag and drop builder. Okay, so I really like this template for my ebook landing page. And then once you're ready to move forward with a template, click the Use This Layout button in the upper right corner of the screen. Next, you'll be prompted to give your landing page a name. So in that field, type what you want the name of this page to be. And keep in mind that this is only for back-end organizational purposes and to help you identify the page within your account. You can always change this in the future too. Okay, so once that's filled out, click the Create Page button, and this will take you back to your workspace, but within the landing page section where, as you can see, you're now presented with another preview of the page. And this is also where you can access the editor to start making design changes to this page. But if you look below there, you can also set conversion goals, add integrations, insert scripts and privacy settings, as well as adjust the search and social settings. And we'll touch on all of these things before we publish this page and make it live, but this is like your settings hub for a specific landing page. And real quick, I should point out that if you ever close this out, you can get back here by visiting the landing pages tab in your sidebar nav, and then all of your landing page titles will be listed here, and then if you click on them, that'll open this little editing hub. Just a little navigation tip if you're brand new. Okay, with that being said, let's start building this page. So when you're ready to start editing, click the Edit Design button in the upper right corner, and this will bring you to the landing page builder. And this is a versatile drag and drop tool that allows users to create and customize landing pages without any coding knowledge. But before we dive in, let me give you a quick tour of this builder. Okay, before we start editing the design of this landing page template, let me give you a quick tour, just to give you a better idea of where everything is and how to get around. So on the left-hand side is a toolbar that offers a wide range of blocks and elements like text, images, forms, buttons, etc. that you can easily add and arrange on the page. The editor is intuitive, providing real-time previews and mobile responsive design capabilities, ensuring that your landing pages look great on all devices. As you can see, clicking the mobile button at the top of the screen takes you to the mobile experience that is also a drag and drop editor, giving you complete control over both desktop and mobile user experiences. And then to get back to the desktop version, just click where it says desktop. And then if we move our focus to the upper right corner of the screen, you'll see in that toolbar there is a question mark icon, and this is where you can access keyboard shortcuts and the Instapage knowledge base. Next to that are the undo and redo buttons, allowing you to undo and redo changes on the fly. Next is the save button. This obviously allows you to save your changes as you're editing them. Then the comment button lets you make comments on the design and share them with team members. This is great for collaboration and going through the approval process. Next to that is the preview button, and throughout the design process, you'll want to preview your landing page to get an idea of exactly how it will appear to your users upon publishing. And you can toggle between desktop and mobile in the preview environment as well, but in the preview mode, the editing options will not be available, just FYI. Then next to that is the update button, and this is if you make any changes to the page after it's been published. The update button will push those new changes live. Then moving to the right hand side of the screen, we have the page settings. From here, you could set the page background, set the fonts for the page, add a sticky bar, and even add a page pop-up, add custom code, or restore a previous version of the page. Then in the middle of the screen is the drag and drop editor. The lines you see represent padding and margin adjustments, and these lines help you control the spacing between elements on the page, ensuring that your design is both visually appealing and functional. Then when you hover your mouse over the various elements on the page within the editor, you'll see an outline. And this indicates the element is selected, and it helps you easily identify and interact with specific elements on the page, making it super simple to edit, move, resize, or apply other adjustments. The outline highlights the boundaries of the element, ensuring precision when making design changes or organizing your layout. And as you can see, you can drag and drop these elements anywhere on the page, really giving you 100% control over the design and user experience. Again, no coding necessary. Just click your mouse and move the text where you want it to go. Then remember, the undo button lets you reverse changes just like that. Editing these elements is super easy too. For example, this headline, when I click on it, I could then change the text if needed. But if you look towards the right of the screen, this also opens additional settings where I can edit the text and font style, size, position, and I can even enlist the help of AI to give me some fresh ideas of what this headline should be. Next, let's say you want to enhance the page with some additional sections of content. That's when the blocks come into play. Within the toolbar on the left-hand side of the screen, if you click that first icon, this opens your block menu. And blocks are pre-designed sections like headers, footers, or content areas that you can drag and drop onto your page. The block menu that you can filter by use case helps you organize your page by adding new blocks, rearranging existing ones, or customizing each section to fit your design needs. It simplifies the process of building a landing page by providing structured, easily customizable components with the click of a mouse. For example, once you find a block that you want to use, hover your mouse over the preview and click where it says Insert Block. Then back at the editor, you'll be presented with Insert Block markers, notating where you can actually add the block of content, and when you click on it, boom, the new block is added. And just like the rest of the layout, you can edit it to your liking right here in the editor. But I'm not going to use this block, so I'll undo these changes really quick, and there we go. Next, as I mentioned a little earlier, the toolbar on the left offers a wide range of blocks and elements like text, images, lead forms, buttons, etc. that you could easily add and arrange on the page. All you'll do is click on the element that you want to add, like a headline, and it'll appear within the editor. You can then move it around, change the text, do whatever you see fit. Same thing goes for video. You can add YouTube videos, and then place them anywhere on the page, change their size, etc. Again, a ton of creative control and absolutely zero coding. You can also add timers, which are great for product launches or creating a sense of urgency for signups and registrations. Again, all customizable here within the editor with no coding necessary. I love it. Okay, now that you have a solid understanding of the builder, let's design a landing page. So designing with Instapage's landing page builder is super easy and actually fun. I remember the days when you had to hard code everything and work with lines and lines of HTML and CSS code, but now you can literally paint on a digital canvas with this landing page builder. And for the sake of time, I'm going to kind of speed through some of these edits because I'll just be adding text and some images, but I can almost guarantee that once you start using this landing page builder, you'll be a pro in no time. It really is pretty intuitive once you get used to it. Okay, so for starters, when you're designing your landing page, one of the most important aspects is the copy, and swapping out the placeholder text couldn't be easier. For example, to change the heading, simply place your cursor anywhere on that text to select that specific element on the page, and then all you'll do is either retype the text or paste your new text in there like so. It's basically like editing a Word doc, an email, or a Google Doc. However, the copy that I used for the new headline is longer than the placeholder text and causes it to overlap with other text on the page. Well, that's when the magic of this page builder comes into play. All you'll do is drag and drop the elements to their new location on the page like so. And I may be dating myself with this analogy, but it's almost like moving magnets around on the refrigerator. And there we go. Much better. How easy was that? So cool. Okay, staying with the text, let me swap out these 3 checkmark list items. So all you'll do is just retype the new copy so that it aligns with the use case for this page. And for this example, again, it's a landing page promoting my lead magnet, which is a free ebook. So these will be some enticing previews of what's included in the ultimate food blog ebook, like step-by-step setup, SEO and traffic strategies, and monetization methods. Next, I'll update this little author bio, again, just swapping out the placeholder text and updating it with my name and title. Then next, let's go over how to change and upload images. So in this template, they have a little circle image of a headshot next to the bio, and I want to upload my headshot to replace it. So all you'll do is click on the placeholder image to edit it, and then when you do, you'll see those dots appear around the image, and you'll also have access to the element settings on the right-hand side of the screen. And if you look under the background section, this is where you can change the image. Simply click the background image link there, and then select Change Image, and this will bring you to your image asset library. It's empty right now, and since I'm brand new, but this is where your assets for your landing page will be stored once you start uploading images. And speaking of that, to upload a new image, click the Upload button, and then select whether you'll be uploading from your computer or a URL. I'm uploading from my computer, so I'll select that, and then find the image you want to use. And then it'll be added to your asset library. Now, for the sake of time, I'm just going to insert this into the page, but if you click on the image, you can update the title and alt text, but I'm skipping that and just inserting the image into the landing page. So to do that, click the Insert button, and this will replace the placeholder image with the newly uploaded image. Then feel free to edit the image even more once it's been added, but I like it as is, so let's move on to the next image, which is this ebook cover. At least I think that's what it's supposed to be. And if you double click on it, you could access the image settings and even remove the placeholder text that they have on top of it. That's what I'm going to do. And to delete these elements, simply click on them and then hit delete on your keyboard. Next, let's change the image. So just like the bio headshot, click on the placeholder image to open the image settings. And then on the right-hand side of the screen, under the background section, click the background image link and follow the same steps as before to upload a new image. So click change image again, and then go through the process to upload a new image, and then I'll find the image I want to use on my computer. And I'm using this professionally designed image of my ebook cover. And then let's insert it into the landing page. There we go. And then you're probably noticing that the size of my original ebook image doesn't fit the current placeholder dimensions, and you have a few ways to go about editing this. You can use the image position tool in the settings on the right hand side of the screen. This gives you the ability to move the image around within the display. And this could work, but I actually want the entire cover of the ebook to display on this landing page. So another way to go about this is to change the actual dimensions by resizing it with any of the corners there. Simply click on them and drag them to resize the image. And when I do, you'll see that the new dimensions capture the entire ebook cover. Now, you may need to play around with the different sizes and locations, but this was a quick way to get my entire ebook cover on the landing page. Another cool feature is the corner radius slider. Just move these levers and the hard corners of the image are smoothed out and rounded. It's just another way to edit and change the design of your images if needed. Okay, I like the rectangle shape of the ebook cover, so I'm going to go with that for now. Another thing I want to quickly show you about the images is if you right-click your mouse over them, you'll get this little pop-up menu where you can duplicate the image, add CSS, change the position, delete it, or configure the visibility. By default, your changes to the desktop version of the landing page will be reflected on the mobile version. But if you want something to display on desktop only, you can configure that here in this little pop-up menu. Just click where it says Visible On, and you can make it desktop or mobile only. Pretty cool. Next, you could change the color of the font on the page. Just click on the text element that you want to edit, and then within the settings on the right-hand side of the screen, click the color swatch next to where it says Text Color, and this will open a color picker tool where you can enter the hex color code or use the tool to find a color that you want. Also, as you'll see in a few moments, whatever color you choose, it'll be saved here in this tool so you can quickly add it to other elements on the page, allowing you to keep the color scheme consistent throughout. It's a pretty handy feature that saves you some time. Okay, then as you're making changes to your landing page, I always recommend saving them just to be safe. And to do so, just click that Save button at the top of the screen. And I recommend saving your page changes as frequently as possible, and especially before leaving the builder. And if your page is successfully saved, you should see this message at the bottom of your screen. Next, scrolling down, let's move on to the Forms section of the landing page. And for the sake of time, I'm going to speed through me making these text edits, but hopefully you have a good handle on how these are done. Now, this particular landing page comes with this basic lead form embedded in it. And it's not connected to any type of email marketing provider yet, but we'll do that a little later on in the video so that when leads are submitted to this form, They'll be funneled to my email marketing provider, and I could start marketing to them and begin their email journey. Now, the leads from this form are also stored here in Instapage, but that's it. You can't market to them via Instapage, so you'll need to integrate an email marketing provider, which we'll do in just a bit. But first, let me show you how to edit this form. So just like all of the other elements on the page, click on it to edit it and open the settings. Then from here, you could change things like the form size and position, button and form style. You can edit the entire form altogether and configure the visibility. So first, if we click on button style, you'll see that you could edit the button color and call to action text. And it's just like the text color. Click the little color swatch to open the color picker tool, and you could change the button and hover color to match your brand guidelines. Then for the CTA, just type what you want it to be in the field provided, and I'll change this to say, get the ebook. And then now that I'm looking at this, the yellow text color is kind of hard to read, and the white text against the yellow button background is also kind of hard to read. So let me change this to another color. And I gotta say, that's the beautiful thing about Instapage. You can make some pretty drastic changes on the fly in a matter of seconds. And there we go. I like that a lot better. Okay, next, if you click on the form element again, and this time select form style, you could edit the colors being used in the actual form field. I'm leaving everything as is, but again, you have a ton of control over the style here if you want to change it. Okay, then the last thing I want to show you about the form is if you click the Edit Form button, this brings you to the form builder. It includes drag and drop functionality, enabling you to easily add form fields like name, email, checkboxes, etc. Then in the middle is the preview of your form. Again, you can drag and drop elements to the form here in the preview, and you can even rearrange the fields within the form preview right here in real time. Pretty cool. Then you can also edit these form fields with the form settings on the right-hand side of the screen. You can add steps to the form, making it a multi-step form. You can configure what happens after the user submits their information to the form. You can redirect them to a new page and enable passing URL parameters. You can also add a thank you message that displays after they fill out the form. Then the form style is just like what we were able to edit in the page builder, but you can make style edits here in the form builder if you need to. Okay, so I'm not going to make any changes in here, so I'll just close the editor out, but this is a very powerful tool that can help you guide conversions and drive traffic to whatever it is that you're trying to do with the lead form and your landing page. Alright, so that's the form section of the page. Next, I'm going to speed through the image section here, but again, super easy to make these edits right here in the landing page builder. Just click on the elements that you want to edit and make your changes in real time. And as you can see, even these little images bring the page to life and add some info about what's included in the ebook. Now, I make these images myself and I had to upload them to the page, but the builder makes it super simple to do. Alright, then I'm going to fast forward again through me editing the bio section, but I do want to quickly go over how to add links to the page. So first, let's say you want to add your social links to these social icons. And for these particular elements, you'll need to double click on them to open the settings. And then on the right hand side of the screen, click on the link setup tab. And then select the link type from that drop down menu. And this will be my X URL, so I'll select outside URL. And then type the URL that you want to link to in that link field like so. Then below that are some other settings, and you can just flip those switches to enable the ones that you want. And I'm going to have this open in a new tab, so I'll turn that one on. And then when you're done, click the Save button. And now this Twitter icon is now a clickable link. Next, let's do the same thing to that button in the bottom right corner of the screen. But this time, instead of a link, check this out. For the link setup, this time I'm going to have the link type be an on-page link. And that means that it will link to a specific section of this landing page. And to determine which section, simply hover your mouse over the builder and it'll light up in blue, and you can determine where the user goes after they click the button. And I'm going to have the button take the user to the lead form section. So I'll click where it says link to this block, and then we'll test this out after we publish the page, but this is a quick way to get the user to fill out the form after they've reached the bottom of the page. Another cool feature I want to quickly go over is Instapage's AI writing assistant. Now, we haven't used it yet, and I didn't really use it that much for this page, but it's still a great resource to get some copy ideas and even some images as you're creating your pages. And all you'll do is click on the element like this button again. And in the settings, if you click the Refine with AI button, this gives you access to their internal AI tool that helps you optimize the landing page copy by using artificial intelligence to suggest improvements. And this new feature uses AI models to draft page content. It's available in the page builder for all Instapage customers, and the AI content generator is based on OpenAI, an API that also forms the basis for ChatGPT, DALL-E 2, and other AI generations. And the crazy world that we live in, the OpenAI based content generators can create written content nearly indistinguishable from a human copywriter. So all you'll do here is, after clicking that Refine with AI button, just enter some key inputs like the product or service description and then the target audience. Then click the Generate button and the AI gets to work and gives you some new suggestions for the CTA. How cool is that? Then all you'll do is click on one of those suggestions and that replaces the text on the page. The same thing goes for the text elements, like this heading at the top of the screen. Simply click on the text and then within the settings, click the Refine with AI button. And then let's keep the same inputs as we used for the button and then click the Generate button. And voila, we have some new suggested headlines to test out and use on this landing page. And then let's go with this one. And again, when I select it, the headline is automatically updated in the builder. Just another cool resource to help you refine and edit your landing page copy. Okay, so that's going to do it for the desktop edits. Let me save my changes really quick. And next, let's quickly go over the mobile version of the landing page. So if you recall, you can toggle between the desktop version and mobile version here in the toolbar at the top of the screen. And as you're making changes in desktop, most of them will transfer to the mobile version. However, as I was building this page, sometimes when I moved images around, it didn't transfer to the mobile version. However, Instapage knows that and gives you this notice alerting you that you made some changes on desktop that are not reflected on mobile. So they have this button that regenerates those desktop changes here on the mobile version. And if you click that button, it'll basically regenerate the layout so that it matches exactly the changes that were made on desktop. And you get another notice letting you know that any mobile specific changes will be lost when you regenerate. We haven't made any, so that's okay for this example. You can always undo these changes with the undo button, just FYI. So let's move forward and regenerate the changes. And then it looks like the image has been moved to the top and then the text is below it, but it seems really off. I don't like that. And then scrolling down, the rest of the mobile experience seems great, but I don't like those changes when we regenerated it. So Instapage also knows this might be the case, and they remind you that you can undo those changes with the undo button. So I'm actually going to use that, and there we go, much better. Now, I'll make my mobile edits separately here in the mobile layout builder. For example, I'll resize the ebook cover image and move it so that it's aligned in the center. Then I'll leave the lead form and the additional image sections as is, but when we get to the bottom and the footer, there are some spacing issues that I see, but no worries. We can rearrange these elements to adjust the spacing and make them look a little better. I'll also change the font size here so that it fits the screen. And there we go, perfect. Oh, and then when we scroll up, I do notice that some text is off-centered there in the check marks, so let's rearrange that really quick. And now it's perfect. How easy was that? I love it. Okay, so that's going to do it for the mobile version. Let me save these changes before moving on. Remember, this is just a good habit to get into, to save your changes as you're working on a project. And there we go, and then let's head back to the desktop version. And then I think that's going to do it for the design of this landing page. I know that was kind of super quick, and there's a lot more that you could actually do with these layouts, like changing the background color and adding additional blocks, lead forms, etc. But for the sake of time, I think this landing page is good to go. Okay, Now, before publishing, I highly recommend previewing your changes before moving on. So to open the preview environment, click the preview button in the upper right corner of the screen. And then you'll get to see what your landing page will look like when published on desktop and mobile. And I know I might sound like a broken record, but Instapage, in my opinion, has some of the cleanest landing page designs out there. They're minimal, yet functional and professional. Plus, they're super flexible, giving you the ability to really make them anything you want. But I love their layout and out-of-the-box design. Okay, so that looks great on desktop. Then one cool feature in the preview environment is that you can comment and collaborate with teammates if they're invited to the account. All you'll do is flip that comment mode switch at the top of the screen, and that turns it on, and then click anywhere on the page to collaborate. And this allows users to leave comments directly on specific elements of a landing page, making it easier for team members to provide feedback, suggest edits, and communicate about design or content adjustments. This feature streamlines the review process, ensuring everyone involved can offer input and context without the need for separate communication channels or confusion about which part of the page the feedback refers to. Next to that is the heat map feature, and this isn't available in my free trial, but the heat map visually represents user behavior on your landing page. And this page hasn't been published yet, so there wouldn't be anything to track, but after it's published, the heat map tracks where visitors click, scroll, and spend most of the time, providing valuable insights into how users interact with your content. This data helps you identify areas of your page that are engaging or underperforming, allowing you to make informed adjustments to improve the user experience and boost conversion rates. Okay, next, remember, as I mentioned earlier, you can also preview the mobile environment. Simply select the mobile version from the toolbar at the top of the screen, and this gives you the ability to preview the mobile experience before publishing. And so far, so good. Again, I'm really happy with the responsiveness of these layouts, guaranteeing a good user experience no matter what device they're using to view the page. Finally, if you click the Share button in the upper right corner of the screen, this gives you the ability to generate a shareable link to the landing page, or you can invite via email address, enabling others to view the page without needing to log in. However, you can also password protect the preview if needed by flipping that switch towards the bottom there. But either way, sharing this preview is especially useful for gathering feedback from clients or team members. Additionally, it's a convenient way to collect input without providing full access to the account or the editor. Okay, so that's going to do it for the design of the page. Next, let's configure some of the settings of this landing page itself. So we're going to want to exit the editor and head back to the workspace, and you could do so by clicking that arrow in the upper left corner of the screen. And then if you look towards the bottom of that preview of our page, you'll see the various aspects of the page that you could tweak and configure, like the conversion goals, integrations, scripts and privacy, and search and social. And let's quickly go through each one of them so you can get a better idea what they do and what it entails, starting with conversion goals. And all you'll do is click on the tab there, and that opens the settings for this one, the conversion goals, and this is where you could set what to track as a conversion goal. There are on-page form submissions and on-page clicks. They're both turned on, but if you're going to track on-page clicks, you'll need to tell Instapage which links you want to track. And if you have any links on the page, they'll be listed here. Just check the box next to the link that you want to track as a conversion whenever it's clicked. Then below that you have the ability to track external page visits. It's turned off, but flipping that switch turns it on, and you can define the URL that you want to track visits to. Pretty cool. Alright, then remember to save your changes if you made any changes here. Okay, next let's take a look at the scripts and privacy. So click that tab to open the settings. And this gives you the ability to set the privacy compliance because your landing page will have two types of cookies, essential and optional. So you'll need to make sure that all of your landing pages provide your visitors with proper consent and the opportunity to opt out of non-essential cookies. And the way to do that is by enabling the privacy and compliance feature for a specific page. So flip that on to enable it. And then you'll need to check the box confirming that you've read and understand the knowledge base article on that topic, which I highly recommend reading. But after this is enabled and you confirm this, your landing page will now show a small cookie notification on the bottom of the browser window where the page visitor can accept or decline cookies from that landing page. Additionally, you can add a terms of service link here to include in the cookies notice if needed. Below that is the scripts section, and here you can add tracking scripts to the head, body, and footer that will be applied to all the variations of the landing page experience. However, if you want to add tracking scripts to individual variations of your landing page, for example, the ones that require element IDs, you'll need to navigate into the builder and use the JavaScript section. Also, keep in mind if you enabled the privacy compliance like we just did a few moments ago, any scripts placed in this section will fire only if the visitor accepts. Now, I know I threw a lot at you there, and if you're brand new to all of this, I highly recommend reading Instapage's knowledge base article on the topic. It has a ton of good info and tips on how to go about implementing these features. Okay, then remember to save your changes if you added anything here, and then let's move on to the next configuration, which is the search and social. And here you can configure some search engine and social settings. For starters, by default, all of your landing pages will be hidden from the search engines. However, if you want the page to be indexed and searchable, flip that switch off. Below that, you can configure the way this page will look when a potential visitor finds it on a search engine. First is the page title, and that will be the title that appears for your landing page in the search engine results and in the title of the tab in which your landing page is opened. You can also add keywords that you're trying to rank for, and keywords are intended to act as shortcuts that sum up an entire page. They help search engines match a page to an appropriate search query. Next to that is the canonical URL. This is a way of telling search engines that a specific URL represents the master copy of a page, and using the canonical tag prevents problems caused by identical or duplicate content appearing on multiple URLs. Practically speaking, the canonical tag tells search engines which version of a URL you want to appear in the search results. And there's also the meta description, and this is about 160 character long text that describes and summarizes the contents of your landing pages to the search engines. And in search engine results, the meta description appears under the page title, giving your potential visitors more information about your content. Below that, you can upload a favicon. And this is a picture that you see beside some of the URLs in your browser's address bar and in your browser's tabs. And by default, your landing page will display this Instapage logo as the favicon, so you'll want to change this regardless of whether or not your landing page shows up in the search engines. You can use JPEGs and PNGs. However, .ico file type is not currently supported. You can use GIFs as well, but some browsers might only display the first frame of the GIF without animation. And then make sure the image you use is a multiple of 48 pixels square. For example, 48 by 48 pixels, 96 by 96 pixels, 144 by 144 pixels, and so on. Okay, moving on to the social section. This is where you can configure the way the page's card looks when it's shared on social media. Right now there's LinkedIn and Twitter, but they may add more in the future. Then if you scroll down a bit, you can add a thumbnail to the page. The recommended size of the thumbnail image is 1200 by 627 pixels. Okay, next let's go over the integrations tab and connect an email marketing provider so that we can collect leads from the landing page and then market to them. In this portion of the tutorial, I'm going to walk you through the process of connecting an email marketing provider to the landing page through their integrations. And this will allow me to collect leads submitted through my lead form and then store them in my email marketing provider, which for this example will be Aweber. Now, I should point out that this tutorial won't walk you through the process of setting up your email marketing provider and the actual email journey. But if you're using Aweber, I do have a separate tutorial that shows you how to get started and set all that up in the email marketing side of things that you could access in the show notes below the video. Just visit the link titled Aweber Tutorial, and that will help you get started with their email marketing software. Either way, the idea here is that once I've connected Aweber to Instapage, the leads collected through this landing page will be sent to Aweber and will then go through the email journey that I've built out in Aweber. All I'm doing here is I'm connecting Instapage to Aweber so that I could capture the leads in my Aweber account. Another thing I want to point out is that if you aren't using Aweber, that's not a problem. Instapage facilitates the connection of various third-party apps, as well as with the help of webhooks and Zapier. So if you're not using Aweber as your email marketing provider, chances are you could still connect to Instapage. Okay, with that being said, let's connect Aweber to this landing page so that we can collect leads. Okay, first things first, open the Integrations tab. And from here you have a few options. I'm connecting to my lead form, so I'll select Form Integrations. And then since I'm brand new, there isn't any form integrations here, but once we set that up, they'll all be listed here in the Form Integrations section, and you could use it with different landing pages. However, since this is my first one, I'll need to go to my Workspace's Integrations to set everything up. So click the Go to Integrations button, and this brings you to all of the possible integrations, not just the form integrations. And as you can see, there are publishing integrations as well as marketing tags and pixels. Then when we scroll down, you'll see the page integrations. This is where you'll find third-party apps that include form integrations like Aweber, Constant Contact, ConvertKit, etc. And as I said a few moments ago, if you don't see your email marketing provider here, you can more than likely integrate with webhooks or Zapier. Okay, so for this example, I am going to integrate Aweber so that I can import form submissions directly to my Aweber account. So let's click on Aweber, and then click the Continue to Aweber button. Next, you'll need to log in to Aweber and allow access by entering your Aweber login credentials and then clicking the Allow Access button. Then back at the integrations page, if we scroll up, you'll see your connected integrations listed there, and Aweber should be listed as a connected account. Then just for informational purposes, if you ever need to get back to this integrations page after leaving it, click the Workspace drop-down in the upper left corner of the screen and click on Workspace Settings. Then from the sidebar, select Integrations. Just a little FYI tip. Okay, let's exit out of here again and then head over to our landing page and add this form integration to that page. So from your Workspace dashboard, click on Landing Page, then select the landing page that you want to work on. And then this time when you open the Integrations tab and select Form Integrations, you'll now see Aweber as an option. Perfect. So let's select it, and then you'll be taken through 4 steps to connect Aweber to the landing page. So the first step is to select the account that you want to use. I've only added one Aweber account, but make sure you have the correct account selected, and then click the Continue button. Next, step 2 is to select the list to send the leads to. Now these are all created on the Aweber side of things, so if you don't see any lists here, you'll need to set that up in Aweber. But either way, I want to connect to my food blog ebook list, so I'll select that one. Then on the right, you have the option to show a message to users who have already subscribed. Just flip that switch on if you want to do that. And then click the Continue button to move on to step number 3, which is mapping the fields. This is basically ensuring that the correct field data from the Instapage landing page transfers to Aweber correctly. And this is a pretty basic form because I only have one field, an email field, but you'll want to make sure that all of your fields are mapped correctly, and then click the Finish button. And then you should get a success notification letting you know the Instagram form has been integrated with the Aweber list. Beautiful. So go ahead and click the Close button, and then we should see Aweber marked as being connected. Perfect. And now the email marketing funnel is set up. And we'll test this out in just a bit, but next, let's add a domain and subdomain to this account so that this landing page can work with a custom domain. Now that our landing page has been designed, it's ready for an audience. But one key component to going live is to connect the landing page to a custom domain. This helps maintain brand consistency, and it also enhances professionalism and makes it easier for visitors to remember and return to your landing page. And the way this works is we'll add our custom domain and subdomain to this Instapage account, and then we'll connect the landing page to that domain when we publish the page. So to add a custom domain to this account from your workspace dashboard, click the personal workspace menu item in the upper left corner of the screen and select workspace settings from that dropdown. Then from the sidebar menu, click on domains. And if this is your first time adding a domain, I highly recommend reviewing Instapage's blog article on the topic. They have a great step-by-step article that is super helpful. Okay, first things first, click the Connect Domain button in the upper right corner. And then you'll be presented with the following modal that walks you through the 5 steps to connecting a custom domain. The first prompts you to select which registrar you're using. And they have a handful to choose from, but if your registrar is not found on this list, just scroll down a bit and you'll have the other option. Here you can add the name of your own registrar. Also, if you don't even have a domain yet, just click this link to purchase one. Okay, I do have a domain and I'm using GoDaddy, so I'll leave that one selected. And I should point out that the steps to set this up will vary just a bit due to the domain registrar that you're using. However, if you know how to access your DNS management and your DNS records, then you can pretty much follow along regardless of your domain registrar. However, if you run into any issues, feel free to leave a comment or reach out to the Instapage support team. They'd be more than happy to help you out. Okay, once you've selected your domain registrar, click the Continue button. Next, you'll enter the domain that you want to connect. This is the primary domain that your landing page will be associated with. This isn't necessarily what the URL of the landing page will be, just the primary domain. So enter it in that field like so. No www or HTTPS prefix, just the domain, and then click the Continue button. Next, you'll enter the subdomain of the landing page. For this example, I'm going to have it be ebook, since this campaign is promoting my food blog ebook. So when it's all said and done, the link to my landing page will be ebook.testlandingpagedomain.com. Also remember, this isn't connecting the domain or subdomain to the landing page. This is just adding it to the account. We'll connect this to the landing page when we publish it, just FYI. Also, if you aren't planning to use a campaign-related subdomain, then just add www here instead of ebook. Okay, once this is filled out, click the Continue button, and you'll then be presented with the instructions for creating the CNAME record in your domain registrar chosen in the first step. And if you're brand new to this, I know it can seem overwhelming, but I promise you it's not that hard once you know where to go and what to do. And let me show you what I mean. So since I'm using GoDaddy, I'll want to log into my account and navigate to my domain's DNS management page and open the DNS records. Next, and these steps are the same regardless of your domain's registrar, you'll want to add a new CNAME record. So click the Add New Record button, and then you'll need to enter the record type, name, value, and TTL, which stands for time to life. And all of this info is in the instructions Instapage listed out a few moments ago, so you can copy and paste the name and value, but whenever you're done, it should look like this. The record is CNAME, the name is whatever you made your subdomain, which in this case it's ebook, the value is secure.pageserver.com, and the TTL should be left at whatever the default value is, which in this case is a half hour. Okay, once this is all filled out, go ahead and click the Save button. And then you may get a few more prompts to confirm your identity. So go ahead and confirm and click OK. And in a few moments, the new CNAME record will be added to your DNS records. Keep in mind that most records update within an hour, but could take up to 48 hours to update globally. But either way, once this is done, head back to Instapage and then click the Continue button. And you should get a success notification letting you know that if everything has been filled out and set up correctly, the domain should connect within a few hours. And then when you close this, you'll see that the domain and subdomain have been added to our Instapage account, but they're currently waiting for the SSL status to update as connected and applied. Now, I will say that my domain from GoDaddy already had an SSL certificate, so once I publish the page and connect it to the subdomain, this status will update, as you'll see in a few moments. But again, if you're running into any issues with your domain or SSL certificate, please reach out to Instapage's support team and they'll get you squared away. Okay, now that my domain and subdomain have been added to this account, the final step is to connect it to my landing page and publish it. All right, we made it. It's time to publish this landing page and start collecting leads. So let's go to my food blog ebook landing page. And then from here, click the publish button in the upper right corner of the screen. And then you have a few options when it comes to publishing the page. For this example, I'm going to use the custom domain and subdomain that we just added. So I'll select custom domain. Then click that field to open the drop-down. And all of the available domains will be listed here. And there is my subdomain, perfect. So I'll select that. Then you can add an optional directory to the URL if needed, but I'm just using the subdomain as is, so I'm leaving that field blank. And then next, click the continue button, and you'll be presented with some scheduling options. This is extremely helpful for seasonal campaigns or if you need the page to only live for a certain amount of time. Here you have the option to schedule the launch for a specific date, and you could set a date for Instapage to unpublish this page and take it down. It's pretty cool. But I'm going to publish this right now and then I'll unpublish it manually. So I'll leave these settings alone and click the continue button. Then review the subdomain and make sure everything looks correct, and it does. And then click the confirm and publish button. And in a few moments you'll get a notification that the page has been successfully published to that subdomain. Then next, let's test it out and visit the page. So I'll click that link and we're taken to my landing page where if you look at the URL, the subdomain and SSL certificate are working properly. That tells me that everything connected via GoDaddy and Instapage, and I'll show you that in just a sec. Again, if you're not able to access your page from the domain that you connected, try flushing your cache and then giving it some time. If after a few hours it still isn't working, I would reach out to Instapage support to figure out what's causing the issue. Okay, so let's check out this live landing page. And so far so good. Everything looks great on desktop. And then the button in the footer, let's test that out. Beautiful, it works and takes me to the form. And then let's test this form out and also test out the Aweber integration. So I'll fill it out really quick and then submit my info. And we get the thank you message, pretty cool. Then the way I have it set up in Aweber is that the subscriber will get a confirmation email. So let me check my inbox. And there it is. Then when I click the confirm my request button, boom, the ultimate food blog guide can now be downloaded. Again, I set all of this up on the Aweber side of things, so if you have any questions on how to do that, just visit my Aweber tutorial in the video description below. Okay, then if we head back to Instapage, you'll see that after you publish your landing page, 2 new tabs will be added here where you can configure the scheduling and URL settings for the landing page. And then real quick, now that this page is capturing leads, you can also monitor those leads by visiting your workspace settings. And then open the Leads tab. And you'll see every lead that comes through your lead forms here in your Instapage account. Then another quick thing I want to show you is that now that we've published the landing page with a custom domain, when you visit the Domains tab, you'll see that the subdomain's connection and SSL status are now connected and applied. Then finally, when you go back to your workspace dashboard, you'll now see your landing pages listed there, giving you easy access to them, along with some key metrics to help you stay on top of performance. Alright, that's going to do it for this tutorial. I truly hope that you found it helpful and were able to create, design, and launch a professional landing page. I should point out that we only scratched the surface in terms of what this platform could do, and I plan to make more videos on the optimization and personalization features in the near future, so keep an eye out for those videos. But I can honestly say that Instapage is one of the best landing page builders that I've ever used. So hopefully you're starting to see the benefits of all the features offered to create high converting landing pages, and feel free to reach out in the comments if you have any questions or need some extra help. I'd be happy to assist in any way that I can. So thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. So that's going to do it for this video. If you found it helpful, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Blog with Ben YouTube channel. Also, if you're thinking about starting a blog, you gotta check out my step-by-step tutorials. They'll show you everything you need to know in order to build, grow, and monetize a professional WordPress blog. And as always, your support means a great deal to me and my family, and for that, I thank you. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.